This is the second audio recording about the ET Human Exchange program called Serpo that took place between 1965 and 1978. 12 U.S. military personnel were sent to a planet called Serpo that was in the Zeta Reticuli star system. This is the second posting, 2 by Anonymous. Paul is not correct. There were 2 females, one being a doctor and the other being a linguist. There was a period of darkness, but not total darkness. The Eben planet is located within a solar system of the Zeta. The Eben planet is located within a solar system of the Zeta Reticular star system. 2 fifth magnitude yellow double stars similar to our sun located near the large Magellanic Cloud. The planet had 2 suns, but their angles were small and allowed some darkness on the planet depending on one's location. The planet was tilted, which allowed the northern part of the planet to be cooler. The planet was a little less than Earth's size. The atmosphere was similar to Earth's and contained the elements of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Zeta Reticular is approximately 37 light years from us. It took our team in an Eben craft 9 months to travel the distance. During the trip, each of our team members were frequently dizzy, disorientated, and suffered headaches. The craft did not go through any weightlessness during the trip. The craft was very large and allowed the team to exercise. Once the team arrived on the Eben planet, it took them several months to adjust to the atmosphere. During the adjustment period, they suffered headaches, dizziness, and disorientation. The bright sun of the Eben planet also presented problems. Although they had sunglasses, they still suffered from the bright sunlight and the danger of sun exposure. The radiation levels of the planet was a little higher than that of Earth. They were careful to cover their bodies at all times. The Ebens had no forms of refrigeration except in industry. The temperature of the planet at the center portion stayed between 94 degrees and 115 degrees. They did have clouds and rains, but not frequently. At the northern hemisphere of the planet, the temperature dropped between 55 and 80 degrees. This was too cool for the Ebens, or at least most. Our team did find Ebens living in the north, but in very small villages. Our team eventually relocated to the north in order to stay cool. The ground transportation used by our team was similar to a helicopter. The power system was a sealed energy device that provided electrical power and lift for the craft. It was very easy to fly, and our pilots learned the system within days. The Ebens did have vehicles which floated above the ground and did not have any tires or wheels. There were leaders, but no real form of government. There were virtually no crimes seen by the team. They had an army which also acted as the police force, but no guns or weapons of any type were seen by our team. There were regular meetings within each small community. There was one large community which acted as the central point of the civilization. All the industry was at this one large community. There was no money. Every Eben was issued what they needed. No stores, malls, or shopping locations. There were central distribution centers where Ebens went to obtain items of need. All Ebens worked in some capacity. Children were kept very isolated. The only trouble our team members got into was when they attempted to photograph Eben children. The army politely escorted them away and cautioned them not to do it again. This is the third posting by Anonymous. Statistics on the Eben planet was collected by our team. Here is the pertinent data for your UFO thread list. Diameter, 7,218 miles. Mass, 5.06 times 10.24. Distance from the sun, number 1, 96.5 million miles. Sun number 2, 91.4 million miles. Moons, 2. Surface gravity, 9.60 ms2. Rotation periods, 43 hours. Orbit, 865 days. Tilt, 43 degrees. Temperature, minimum 43 degrees, maximum 126 degrees. Distance from Earth, 38.43 light years. Planet name by team, Serpo. Nearest planet to Serpo, named Otto, O-T-T-O. Distance, 88 million miles. Colonized by Ebens with research base but no natural inhabitants on planet. Number of planets in Eben solar system, 6. Nearest inhabited planet to Serpo, named Silius. Silius is made up of creatures of various types but no intelligent life forms. Ebens used a planet to mine minerals. Distance, 434 million miles. We did have visitors from 9 other star systems. The Greys, which some people characterize as being like the Ebens, were not. They came from a planet near Alpha Centauri A. Alpha Centauri is a nearby multiple star with a magnitude of -0.3 and is the 3rd brightest star in the sky. It consists of 2 yellow and orange stars of magnitudes 0.0 and 1.4. There is also a much fainter 3rd star, an 11th magnitude red dwarf called Proxima Centauri. This is the closest to our Sun, 4.2 light-years away, or about 0.2 light-years closer to us than the 2 brighter members of the Alpha Centauri system. The 3rd class of visitors came from a G2 star system in Leo. Leo, or Leo Minor. Leo, star distance ranged from 20 to 25 to 77 light-years away. Notable interest is Gamma Leonis, which is a glorious double star consisting of 2 golden-orange giants of magnitude 2.4 and 3.5. They are a genuine binary pair orbiting each other every 600 years or so. Leo Minor squeezed between Leo and Ursa Major with its brightest star, Beta Leonis Minoris, that has a magnitude of 4.2. It is a close double star, which are 145 light-years away with an orbital period of 37 years. Another class of visitors came from a G2 star system in Epsilon Eridani. Epsilon Eridani is one of the closest naked-eye stars to our Sun. It is 10.5 light-years away with a magnitude of 3.7. Although somewhat cooler and fainter than the Sun, it is otherwise similar. The visitors were classified by a code. The code, which was classified in itself, was Extraterrestrial Entities, ETE. ETE2 were the Ebens, the Greys were ETE3, and so on. The Red Book lists 9 different visitors. We determined recently that some of the visitors were the same type of race but a mechanical life form. They were hybrid beings that were created in a laboratory rather than by natural birth. The creatures were more like robots, although they were intelligent and could make decisions. They might be the hostile visitors that some people report. This is posting 4 by Anonymous. Thanks for forwarding my information to your email stream list without IDing me. I realize it might be a little difficult for you to keep my name confidential with the mounting pressure enormous, but I don't wish to reveal it at this time. Perhaps to Richard C. Doty in due time, as his questions and online demeanor seemed to be the most fair, open-minded, and his questions posed were the most reasonable as I monitor the online feedback after each new posting. I also realize your list of quizzical people have numerous probing questions. I'll try to answer them, but you must understand that all of this information is contained in a huge, voluminous book. There are literally hundreds of pages of scientific calculations trying to understand Serpo, the orbit, etc. I could not possibly relate all of that information via email. Our scientists had the same questions as posed by your audience. Our scientists questioned our team members and the information they gathered. Our scientists could not understand how the orbit of Serpo could revolve around the 2 suns at the distance measured. In the end, our scientists found that some things relating to that particular system were different in physics compared to our system. There were some questions about how our team measured the orbit and other calculations based on the lack of a stable time base. For some reason, and I don't think this was ever determined, our time instruments did not work on Serpo. Now, considering this, you can understand the difficult job our team members had making calculations without time. They had to come up with an alternate method to measure speeds, orbits, etc. Challenge: try solving a problem in physics without being able to measure time on Earth. So you see, our team did the best they could with the instruments they had and the hardships they developed attempting scientific calculations. It is difficult for any Earth-based scientist to understand the different physics in other solar systems or on other planets. One of the questions sent me involved Kepler's law of planetary motion. Our team had that information. We had some of the best military scientists on the team, but if you consider Kepler's law, it requires time, and our team could only measure time in the conventional way. It was determined that Kepler's law did not apply to that solar system. Moderator's comment, Victor Martinez. Johannes Kepler was a German astronomer and mathematician, 1571 to 1630. Kepler's discovery of Mars' elliptical orbit led to the publication in 1609 of 3 laws of planetary motion. First law states that a planet moves on an elliptical path with the sun at one focus point. Second law states that a planet moves faster when closer to the sun and slower when further away. Third law makes it possible to calculate a planet's relative distance from the sun. Specifically, the law states that the cube of a planet's average distance from the sun is equal to the square of the time it takes the planet to complete its orbit. Conclusion: one of the things our Earth-based scientists learned was not to apply Earth's laws of physics in a universal way. Serpo was estimated to be around 3 billion years old. The 2 suns were around 5 billion years old, but only by estimation. The Eben civilization was estimated to be about 10,000 years old. They evolved from another planet, not on Serpo. The original home planet of the Ebens was threatened with extreme volcanic activity. The Ebens had to relocate to Serpo in order to protect their civilization. This occurred some 5,000 years ago. The Ebens had a great interplanetary battle with another race about 3,000 years ago. The Ebens lost many thousands in their battle. The Ebens completely eliminated all of their enemies. The Ebens have never fought another war since. The Ebens have been space travelers for the past 2,000 years. The Ebens first visited Earth about 2,000 years ago. Why does the Eben population number only about 650,000? The Ebens have a very stable, structured civilization. Each male has a mate. They are allowed to reproduce in somewhat the same sexual way we do, but are limited to only a specific number of children. Our team never saw a family with more than 2 children. The Eben civilization was so structured that they planned the birth of each and every child, spacing them apart to allow the proper social grouping of the civilization. Eben children matured at a super rate compared to Earth children. Our team watched live births attended to by an Eben doctor and then watched the development of the child over a period of time, team members' time. They matured at an alarming rate. The Ebens had scientists, doctors, and technicians. There was one educational facility on the planet. If one was chosen, you attended the facility and learned the job one was best qualified and suited for. Although it was extremely difficult to judge or measure, the team estimated each Eben's IQ to be 165. The Ebens had no single ruler. There was a council of governors which the team named. This group controlled every single action on the planet. The members of the council seemed to have been around for a long time. Since Ebens didn't age, or at least our team couldn't detect aging, it was difficult to judge the age of each member. There were about 100 different villages or living locations for the Ebens. The Ebens only used a small portion of their planet. They did mine minerals in remote areas of the planet and had a large industrial plant in the southern portion of the planet near a body of water. Our team determined this planet had some sort of hydroelectrical operation. The Ebens developed a different type of electrical and propulsion system. It was unknown to our team, and I don't think we ever really understood it. They were able to tap into a vacuum and bring back an enormous amount of energy from that vacuum. Our team's living quarters, which consisted of several small buildings, contained electricity powered by a small box. This small box supplied all the power our team needed. Ironically, the electrical equipment our team brought on the trip worked using their power source only. Ebens did die. Our team members saw deaths, some from accidents and some from natural causes. The Ebens buried the bodies, similar to our method. Our team saw 2 air accidents involving their intraplanet flying vehicle. The Ebens worshipped a supreme being. It appeared to be some sort of deity relating to the universe. They conducted daily services normally at the end of the first work period. They had a building or church they entered to worship. Our team left Earth in a large Eben spacecraft and flew to Serpo in approximately 9 months by our team's measurement of time. Upon our team's return, they traveled on a newer Eben craft. This time, the time estimated by our team for their return was 7 months. Moderator's addendum to above, Victor Martinez. Project Aquarius briefing document above top secret, magic eyes only, TSORCON. Most governmental documents pertaining to UFO sightings, incidents, and governmental policies, including Project Blue Book, have been released to the public under FOIA or under various other release programs. MJ-12 felt the remaining documents and information not relating to Project Aquarius, relating to technological facts regarding alien medical matters, the fact that an alien was captured alive and survived 3 years under secrecy, cannot be released to the public for fear the information would be obtained by SHIS. There was other information obtained from EBE that was deemed sensitive and not releasable to the public. Notably, Project Aquarius, Volume 4, which pertains to tracing the aliens' first visitation of Earth back some 5,000 years. EBE reported that 2,000 years ago, his ancestors planted a human creature on Earth to assist the inhabitants of Earth in developing a civilization. This information was only vague, and the exact identity or background information on this Homo sapien was not obtained. Undoubtedly, if this information was released to the public, it would cause a worldwide panic. MJ3 has developed a plan that will allow release of the Project Aquarius, Volumes 1 through 3. The release program calls for a gradual release of information over a period of time in order to condition the public for future disclosure. Attachment 5 of this briefing contains certain guidelines for future public release. Comment by Paul McGovern. Sometimes the truth is hard to understand, especially by closed-minded people. Please read Einstein's statement made to a German scientific society on May 1, 1934. I won't actually quote him, but he said the dumbest people in the world are the scientists who keep their minds closed to new ideas. You are trying to base our scientific understandings on another world. We found a long time ago that that type of thinking blocked progress. We could never have understood the visitor's gifts if we had people like some trying to figure it out. We had open-minded scientists who were able to think beyond the realm of Earth-based science. I'm no scientist, but I know enough to keep an open mind. I cannot vouch for Victor's source's statistics, but I know he must be speaking from knowledge because it is the same knowledge I read years ago. Just keep an open mind, people. Once you close your mind, you are lost into your own misguided thoughts. The complete debriefing accounts for about 3,000 pages. And that is going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.